What's today's topic? Today's topic is hearing the voice of God. But you would ask, isn't it kind of arrogant to think you could hear the voice of God? And then your second question might be, is there really a God? Well, let me answer the second question first. God is a great engineer, and if you look at creation witnesses of God. You just look at a raccoon sometime. Raccoon, he washes his food in the creek. That's like part of his software. And he's smart enough to pull the lids off a trash can. I mean, that's great engineering. In your spare time, try to create a robot as smart as a raccoon. I dare you. And there's a lot of evidence of God. Think about this. This is a very bizarre example, I'll admit, but it really illustrates God. What does a bad mother do? Answer, she leaves a diaper on a baby's butt too long. What happens? A baby's butt gets diaper rash. Okay, but, the baby's bladder sees urine all day long, all night long, and the bladder never gets diaper rash. That's engineering, my friend. There's a different kind of flesh inside the bladder than there is on the baby's butt. Mama evolution could try that 100 times, 100 million times, you can never get that right. And I'm being sarcastic when I say mama evolution. So there's great evidence that there's a God. Just look at nature, see the engineering brilliance of God. Anybody that's a surgeon sees the order of the human body and the magnificence of the human body has to believe there's a God. So that's your second question answered first. Is there a God? Of course there's a God. Let's go back to the first question. I mean, isn't it kind of arrogant to think that God would want to speak to us? And the answer is, no, it's not arrogant. God has a heart of love towards every human being on this earth. We see in Genesis that God took the essence of himself. He breathed the essence of himself in Adam. And we're all children of Adam. We've all descended from Adam. God loves us like a lovely grandmother. How many of you out there have had a good grandmother? And when you went to visit grandma, she would bake you cookies, and she didn't care what you did last Tuesday, like, oh, grandma, I made a mistake last Tuesday. I sinned, or I made a goof last Tuesday. She doesn't care. She just loves you and bakes you cookies and hugs you. That's what God's love is like. So, that's what this book is all about. Getting good at hearing his voice. And it's not only hearing his voice, it's feeling. Sometimes God will show you that you're not supposed to be in a certain place, and he'll tell you by your gut. Your gut will say, I'm not supposed to be here. I better get out of here. There's many examples. So it's not just hearing his voice. It's seeing things given to you by God. It's hearing his voice. It's feeling that, I'm not supposed to be here, or feeling bad about something. And that's what this book's all about. So what's inside this book? 32 chapters. There's many examples. What I do is I give you lots of examples of hearing from God, or seeing things from God, or feeling, maybe I should go this way or that way. There's a lot of examples in this book. And why do we put that in there? To show off? No. To get you excited and say, yeah, I can hear from God too. We list in Appendix D 8 times where it says God is no respecter of persons. So if God will do it for me, and that's what the examples are, the stories of me, and you'll say, if you read Appendix D, you say, well, if God will do it for him, God will do it for me. And then there's 11 tutorial chapters. There's a couple other chapters that have a little bit of tutorial in them, but there's 11 tutorial chapters that teach you how to get to that same level of hearing from God. So we don't leave you hanging. We don't tell you great stories of, yeah, you can hear from God, or I can hear from God really well, but you're stuck out there, but have a nice day anyway. No, we don't do that in this book. We teach you how to hear from God on a high level. Okay? So if you think about it, a book like this should cost $1,000. but it's only $14.99. It's available on Amazon. There's a link for that. And if you have a Kindle, one of these modern Kindle devices, it's only $5.99. If you go to Kindle, you'll see the link for Kindle too. This book is only $5.99. That's a real bargain. So, it's good advice for me to say to you, buy the book, do what it says, and you're going to like it. Okay? Have a great day.